real quick. And again, we had a question about whether or not there was a key on it, and there's no key on these maps. Okay? We're going to do land navigation, teaching you how to use a compass and how to read a map. Okay? My name is Walter Roberts, so I'm going to talk to you today about the maps and how to identify different things on the map. Then we're going to go outside with your compasses and we're going to do a little walking around. All right? So we're going to really put what you learn in here to use outside. That's where we need it most, right? Now, compasses are useless, right?
No.
They're not? No. Well, they're useless if you don't know how to read them. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to read them, they're absolutely no good to you. I want you to pay attention to the board as I'm talking. Okay? I want you to be able to see this. Does everybody see the board?
Yeah.
Nobody has a problem seeing the board. Anybody know what GPS stands for? There we go. Global Positioning System. Anybody understand how GPS works?
From satellites.
From satellites in space, right? They started out with 24 satellites that they sent up into our orbit that circle the Earth. Now there's 28, 30 some. There's quite a few of them up there. The satellites orbit the Earth, and as they orbit the Earth, your GPS picks up on a minimum of how many? Anybody know? Guess.
3.
3, that's right. It's called triangulation, okay? 3 satellites from 3 different spots in the orbit has to be able to dial in on you to let you know where you are utilizing a GPS. Is it always the same 3 satellites?
No.
Can't be, right? That's why they got so many of them up there, because these satellites are picking up people in Japan, in England, in Africa, in America, and they're all orbiting the Earth. Now, if they're behind the Earth, they're not going to be able to pick your signal up, right? Okay, or around the other side of the moon is outside of our orbit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the moon has nothing to do with it. I always get questions when people ask me about the moon positioning and GPS, and if it affects it. No, it does not. The moon has absolutely nothing to do with how the GPS works. GPS is outside of our stratosphere. When you get to a certain point, 80,000 feet or so up, it starts turning into space. It gets really dark and you start seeing stars, and you're out way beyond what most aircraft will ever fly. The SR-71 Blackbird is the only reconnaissance aircraft we ever had that reached those altitudes, and we had a man jump from a hot air balloon just short of outside of our stratosphere to test the astronaut spacesuit and the parachutes. So he actually went up. What's the map going to read when you look at it? Anybody?
North is at the top.
North is at the top. Exactly. North is up here. They make these maps so that north is top, south is bottom, east is which way?
Right.
Right. Right. West is left. Clouds another 600. What does that mean?
We're above the clouds.
2,100 feet. Okay, 1,500 at our level and 600 feet above is the clouds. That's 2,100 feet, right? All right. Look at Buckeye again. If that were 1,333 feet to that next ring, how do you think it would be for climbing?
Still pretty bad.
Pretty difficult, right? Okay, so what we do is we observe the ring, outermost ring of the point you're going to. We're going to use Buckeye only because it's the highest point. Now, when you look at besides that outer ring, which is 33 feet, right? That's not a hard climb. Not a hard climb at all. The tighter the rings, the steeper the terrain. Okay? Does that make sense? Everybody look at Buckeye. Look at the 1,533 feet there. Look at 1,500 feet. Look at your next outer ring. What does it say? 1,400 feet, right? That's 100 feet between the top of that point of that first ring to the next outer ring. That's 100 feet. That's twice the length of this trailer. Okay? 100 feet. Decline. Right? You start up here, it's 100 feet difference, 100-foot difference. But look at how long it takes you to get from that ring.
So it's like a
very gradual, right? You can crawl up it on your knees without even using your hands. Okay? You just get on your knees and just walk as long as you want. Walk on your feet. You can lay down, walk backwards. You can tell that just by looking at this. 100-foot change in how far now? Look at the bottom of the map. It'll say kilometers and it'll say miles. How many, if you go all the way to the end of the scale on the bottom, how many miles is that?
Half one.
What does it say there? Bottom scale. How much is that whole length right there?
Half mile.
Half mile, right? So you take that scale. This is where you use your rulers in most cases. You use your pencil. Take your pencil, put it the tip on the scale, and then go to that half mile and just put your finger on it like that. Okay? So it just gives you an indication. Now go back to Buckeye and look at how far that is away before you get. Hold your compass. How did I show you how to hold the compass? Like this gentleman right here. Look at him. He's got the indicator straight in front of him. Hold it just about. There you go. One hand if you can. One hand, because you're always going to need that right hand. That thing that turns is called the bezel. You need to turn that to find your indicator. So I want one of you to find 180 degrees from this rock and tell me which direction it is. Find it and then just stand and point to where you think it is.
Pointing at you. That.
Okay, let's do what's the first step that we take? We put the red needle on north. He's done that. He's right there. Now, we have to turn until we see 180. So go ahead and start. No, don't turn that. Just turn your body. Hold the compass right in front of you like this. There you go. See how it's turning? What? Find 180 now.
Got it. Now.
Okay, which way is 180?
That right, that one.
That's that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Move your needle now. Your bezel. No, don't turn the compass. Always leave the compass the way I showed you how to hold it, okay? Do not turn the compass, turn the bezel. Turn the bezel so that the north is lined up with it. Now where's 180?
That one. Still that one.
Okay?
We're gonna
Got
have
it?
the messed up compass.
Okay. Count your paces to the first object. Look at 180 degrees and find an object to put your eyes on.
Got it.
Okay? So walk until you get to the first object from 180. I want this partner group first. You, who's your partner? Okay, you two
We're next.
walk to the first thing that you come across. Whatever object it is, and count your paces. Okay, now you started your 180 with your partner, and you walk to what you think is the first object.
Who's your partner?
Okay, you guys can take off whenever you want, but make sure you're at 180 degrees. So I'm going to check that.
So at the end, I got some little pads in there. We're going to give you each the name. You're going to put it in my hat. We're going to draw a name. So thanks for doing this. You guys have done a great job.
Okay, Wally,
So we'll let you know at the end.
get out
don't
here,
forget, okay?
kind of like right about there. Guys, hold your
guys.
compasses out like he's teaching you. Hold your compasses out. Ready?
Here we go. All right.
Okay. Good job. Oops, sorry.
I think you guys got a basic understanding now. Remember, take them with you in the woods when you go, right?
Do you
Who
have?
do you go with?
How many have a compass? Does everybody?
We're going to have compasses on Monday. I think
Right,
they're coming in.
So will you make sure whoever
Time you shot your gun.
Oh!
Terry, hold my camera for me.
All right. Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, I wasn't banking on this. Are you guys all done?
Yeah.
You know, when my son called me old man the other day, and we walked into the doctor's office, I walked up to the counter and I said, my daughter's here for her appointment.
Yeah, right.
Right?